All right, what's the factored form of the expression? I noticed something. This is a perfect square here, and so is this. That's giving me a clue that I might be dealing with a special case. Um, so I'm going to write out, what is the square root of d squared? It is d. What's the square root of 81? Well, it's either 9, because 9 times 9 is 81, or negative 9, because negative 9 times negative 9 is also 81. So I look here to say, what would the sign be? That's a positive number there, so plus 9. Okay, I think that this might be it. What I need to check now is, if I take these two terms and multiply them together, what do I get? Like d times 9, 9d. And if I double it, do I get the middle term here? Yeah, I do. That's your clue. Or that's what you're going to do, is if you see that the first and last terms are perfect squares, this is a perfect square, and this is a perfect square, then put them there and there, separating them with whatever sign this is, and then multiply them together and double them and see if you truly get that as the middle term. And you do, so the answer is d plus 9 squared. To be sure, you should write d plus 9 times d plus 9 and FOIL it back together and make sure that you get back to your original problem. So I'm going to leave you to do that right now just to make sure that I did it right, because I'm not looking at the answers. But same thing here, watch. Do it for number 55. Do we have a perfect square here? Yeah, we do. That's d times d. Do we have a perfect square here? Yes. That's either 10 times 10 or negative 10. So if I write that as d and either 10 or negative 10, I'm going to look here to see what the sign should be. That sign's negative, so I'm going to put a negative in between them and then say, okay, I think it's that squared. So I'm just going to check it by multiplying the two middle terms, or the two terms to get what's in the middle. D times negative 10 is negative 10d, and if I double it, that's negative 20d, which is what's in the middle. So that's correct. That's my choice. I'm going to box it. And finally, down here, suppose the area of a square lawn. We know it's a square, so it's going to be the same thing multiplied by itself. What's the length of one side? Well, okay, then we already know it's a square, so they're kind of telling us it's a special case. So we can say, okay, then what's the square root of the first term? It is 2x. What's the square root of the constant term? It is 3. What's the sign that's separating them? It's a positive. So like that, and we're just going to verify it by saying, let's multiply these two terms. 2x times 3 is 6x. Now double it, and we do get the 12x that's there. So it is, what is the length of one side? Well, since it's 2x plus 3 times 2x plus 3, one side is 2x plus 3.